Welcome on in. The road to state continues. We are here at Raising Cane's in Broomfield, Colorado, right off 121st Street. Welcome to the Road to State, presented by Raising Cane's. I'm the editor-in-chief of Colorado Prep's Dan Mohrmann. Along with me, as always, is the editor-in-chief of Mile High Sports Magazine, Doug Ottewill. Dougie, we've had a great day. It's been
nice to be back in my hood, you know?
Yeah, we missed you yesterday on the Colorado Prep Show, but we understand.
Sorry.
As Irv would say, you were on assignment.
I was on assignment.
And joining the program is a good friend, a big supporter of high school sports, Ashley Giovanna, former Colorado Springs area TV sports director. And you're going to be driving this road to state as we get going to CSU Pueblo, fingers crossed, and Fort Collins at Canvas Stadium.
Are you really sure you want to hand over the wheel so soon and just let me go? Like not even a learner's permit. You just want to give me my license and let me go.
I've played golf with your husband. He says nothing but great things of you behind the wheel, so we're good to go on this road to state.
I'm just glad that there's finally some talent on this.
There is some talent. I mean,
the ratings numbers suggest that the show needed better hosts.
Or is it just you needed a little enthusiasm?
It wasn't really the ratings numbers; they're very high. It's the polls. It's the polls. People saying
the polls.
Hey, what? Could we get somebody else on the day?
I think we were sampling a lot of the high school football players too. That's probably a part of it.
They don't really care about us.
They probably don't care about me much either. But you know what I care about? Upsets. Football. I care about high school football, and I care about upsets, and I care that we are 2.5 weeks away from state.
2.5 weeks away from the big schools.
The big state, I know. And then we got
a week
small schools next week.
Yeah, it's flown by.
Incredible.
This entire experience has flown by.
Yesterday was August. Like, this is incredible.
Yesterday
was felt like August.
No, seriously.
we could have been golfing.
I'm sure. I'm surprised you weren't, to be really honest.
Well, we had to prepare for the show.
That's true. That's fair.
We have so much football to get to, but before we get to that, game day is calling, and Raising Cane's is bringing the party. Tailgates just got tastier with hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and that legendary cane sauce. Don't forget to add crispy crinkle-cut fries and buttery Texas toast and jugs of freshly squeezed lemonade and freshly brewed iced tea to turn your tailgate into a touchdown. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. Before we get to our guests for today, I mean, we see some Broomfield Eagles are in the house. I see a couple of Mead Mavericks walking around. We've got to get to the action over the weekend, Dougie, and we talked about it a lot yesterday, but we had chaos. We had chaos in the 2A bracket.
I felt like my laptop was like,
popping off.
Center. You watching all of the NFHS shows, and I mean, there was a lot of action, a lot of games to keep tabs on.
I know something is up when you text me and ask, what's your NFHS login? I've got some homework to do.
I hope nobody's watching.
Well, we're getting so deep in everything, it should be this competitive. That's what I'm most excited about. Because if I was going to come here today, drive all the way up from Colorado Springs, I do willingly. My Texas heart does it willingly. There better be good stuff to talk about, and there is.
Well,
always.
Number 9 Eaton is actually a big reason for that. The Reds got the best of number 1 Strasburg. Doug, we talked about it last week. Strasburg survived a scare from number 16 Basalt in week 1 in the first round of the 2A playoffs. And I thought Brian Brown was going to learn from the experience and have his team ready. And I don't think that wasn't the case at all. But I think this just shows that Eaton is very much the football team that they've been known for being the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a blowout. It was a close game start to finish. But, Eaton is just one of those programs that they're always ready. I mean, they just stack wins and titles in all sports.
Right.
And so, for a school like that, you call it an upset because of obviously Strasburg's seeding and the fact that they earned that seed throughout the entire season.
A big win over Kent Denver, who we're going to get to in a second. But that was kind of the win that put them on the map and kind of locked them into that number 1 seed.
Well, you know what? When I was looking at this before I came here today, the thing that really struck me was Jackson Savona's. This was his 4th game with less than 100 yards this year. And this is their 4th straight win. So the fact that they did that and he didn't run for as much as he did, he's had crazy numbers this year. And he did less than 100 yards. I was like, okay, the whole team came ready to play. And
they had to rely a little bit. Yeah, they had to rely a little bit more on Braden Legler, threw for 234 yards and 2 touchdowns. And losses to Rez and Wellington really, really made you think twice about that Eaton team. And they get to the playoffs and they proved everyone wrong. And they're just one of those teams that are going to reach the playoffs and really
put on a gas.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens.
They're a team that's been there and done that.
Right.
Regardless of the year, regardless of the class, there's expectations there and there's history. So those kids go into the playoffs regardless of who they're playing and say, hey, we're supposed to win these games. And they do.
And they very
here we
much,
are talking about this massive upset from last weekend, which is so crazy.
They know how to win games, and they're going to have to win one more. They have to go on the road this week. Elizabeth has had its own struggles against Brush, but they pulled out a field goal win, 38-35. Tristan McCray rushed for over 100 yards and a touchdown to pace the Cardinals. That's going to be a fun showdown. I don't know if you guys have been to the football field at Eads, but basically east of Castle Rock, and it's going to be this time of year, it's going to be windy.
East of Castle Rock? That's like an understatement.
So Kansas.
Well,
I love
west
schools
of
out there.
Kansas.
East of Franktown. Is
that east of Franktown? Okay.
Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
If you reach the sign that says "Welcome to Kansas," you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Make a U-turn.
So what you're telling me is that they need to lock in their special teams, or it's not going to go well this week.
And run the ball.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to run the ball. And then with the rematch that we've all wanted, TCA and Wellington is back in another semifinal game. I was listening to the Scoreboard Show with Kevin Schaefer on Friday. He had Travis Peoples on following their win over Rez, the big win, much bigger win than what they had in the regular season. And he asked Travis, how's your team feeling going into this game after what happened last year in the 2A state title game? Travis said, we always try, we don't want our guys to get too amped up. We always put them on, tell them to go in at a 7 or an 8. And I think this weekend we're going in at a 10. And so if there is one game on the schedule that I want to watch, it would be this TCA Wellington game. TCA had to score 21 points in the fourth quarter to come back and beat Kent Denver. And it really happened because Kent Denver decided they wanted to go for 2 in the overtime. Caleb Fay, you know this kid from
great basketball player.
Great hooper. Great hooper. We'll see him at the Coliseum again. He had 9 catches for 289 yards and 3 touchdowns. They didn't throw to him on the 2-point conversion. I haven't seen the video. I would imagine they had him bracketed on the 2-point conversion. That if we're gonna get beat, we're gonna get beat by someone who's not you.
If you're putting close to 300 yards in the stat sheet and you're not double teamed on the game's most important position, then I think jobs are at stake.
And we had Justin Rich on this very program a couple weeks ago, and we know that Justin he's not an idiot. Yeah. He's a good coach.
Yeah, you said why this happened. You know why it happened?
It's not an idiot.
Because TCA beats Canes before games.
That's right.
That's what I mean.
If there's one thing that these teams in attendance should note, that
you're undefeated when you have Canes.
You heard it here first, guys.
It's not just a myth. It's real.
It is real. And at bare minimum, Canes for gains.
That's
right. And we know you all need your gains. Let's amp up those offensive lines.
Both of our schools from Colorado Springs just keep advancing because
they sat in Raising Canes.
Yeah.
They told us that on set.
Valor Christian, what was it? Valor and Mountain Vista averaged 42 points combined or together to advance.
You know what else they averaged?
Canes.
At least a 3-finger combo.
That's right.
No. Let's not undersell these guys. They're definitely doing the 4-finger combo.
I said at least.
At least.
The 1A bracket also heads to the semifinals.
Yes.
Dougie, we've been wanting that Lyman Buena Vista rematch. We're on the verge of potentially getting it. The one hiccup, Buena Vista, the number 1 seed on the bracket, has to go to Centauri for the semifinals.
You know how I feel about that. Don't love it, but they're gonna make it happen. And I even think that with Centauri,
you're still in on the Demons end.
I am.
Okay.
I am. Even though that was their 8th win. Even though Centauri is on their 8th straight win, I'm still here for the Demons.
They did beat Centauri and Centauri earlier this year. So that's, I don't know.
It's hard to replicate, but I believe that this team has proved that. In just their matchups from last week, I was like, oh, okay, these are differing numbers.
I mean, as far as that bracket, the Ray has impressed me because everybody said this was a down year. Everybody said they wouldn't be back. They graduated a lot of people. They came in this weekend as the lower seed in their game, pulled off the upset, and here they are playing Lyman again. Normally, this isn't the state championship game, but because of their season and because
it was an out-of-state loss that actually hurt them in the seeding index.
Yeah.
So,
that.
but
Listen.
and you know my fondness of Ray. They run that single wing offense.
Yeah.
That's a George Reikovich staple. I've got to throw out, some kudos to my guy.
I was watching some film this morning, and Austin Collins is a little stud.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say it.
State champion wrestler Brady Collins, his brother, was a stud as well.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm here for the Lyman Ray game. I think it'll be really competitive. I don't know if I could name who I think is going to win. I think it's going to be really close.
Doug, is that a trip worth going to? Is that a drive east?
That would be a game that I would want to watch.
Right down the street.
That's
for me.
From the ranch in Hugo.
You got beef on that ranch? There you go. That's
plenty of
ranch is
yeah, chicken.
Chicken. When we take a look at the big schools, the 5A quarterfinals look about like we thought they would look. And the one exception might be Mohrmann getting that win over Pine Creek. That's a seeded upset. There were times where Pine Creek it looked like their offense was forced. They were trying to put air into the ball, try and pass a little bit with too much when just straight power running was working for them. It worked for them against Valor. They had moments against Cherry Creek where it looked really good, but Mohrmann was able to pull that off. Mohrmann was playing good football at that point, towards the end of the season.
What I like about the 5A bracket, though, is you look top to bottom here and what's left. This is the teams that we've been talking about all season long.
That's right.
And this is basically 1 through 8 according to the Colorado Preps brackets.
That's right. And
rarely does that ever happen and it shake out the way that it should. You're like, no, these teams are stacked. Specifically, nobody's had major injuries where that's not going to happen. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good weekend. I'm excited to see what happens.
And that Legend Valor game is going to be something. So
yeah, I think that's the matchup of the weekend as far as 5A goes. I look at Cherry Creek, and I know you went to that game, and I think I texted you in the second quarter saying, "Oh, okay, you can go home now." I mean, Cherry Creek has looked so dominant, and Fairview, on the other hand, I was watching that game, and they're kind of nip and tuck with Arapahoe there in the first quarter. I believe they were down at one point. Was it 21-7?
Mm-hmm.
And they came back and won, and they put up 70 points on Arapahoe, which is a team that we talked about all season long having a really good defense. 70 points. I mean,
how many touchdowns can Key Ellison throw for against Cherry Creek?
Well, that's
Cherry Creek's front seven. I mean, they're massive, massive dudes, and I think Fairview's offensive line is a little bit smaller, but if he gets time, can that kid throw for 3 or 4 touchdowns?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're very clever. In watching that game, Coach McCartney finds creative ways to get him out of the pocket and get him thrown on the run. And I wouldn't say trick plays, but they definitely play to his strengths and in some ways his size. I mean, we've stood right next to him. He's not a huge guy. So they're rolling him out of the pocket. They're giving him what I assume are RPOs a lot of times. I mean, I think he's a heck of an athlete. I mean, he had an interception in that game too, coming from the safety spot. So he's definitely a great player to watch in that matchup. But man, Cherry Creek, hey, I don't know that anybody really wants to play him, but I guess if you're going to win it all, you got to, right?
Right. I think so. And also that Fairview team had 5 interceptions last week. You bring that defense paired with Kai and Tori Davis, that connection, come on.
They're stacked too.
That should be a good competition.
And
I hope it is.
Tori Davis is going to use this game as his real audition.
Yeah.
After opening up his recruitment again, he wants to put on some good tape. He wants to show some guys what he can do, and who better to do against than the Cherry Creek Bruins?
Hope for that.
Mountain Vista, Arvada West is another game that we've talked about these teams ad nauseum this season, Doug. Yeah, I was a little surprised to see Mountain Vista just score 14 points against Eagle Crest.
Yeah, but they didn't let up any points. So how do you feel about that?
It's interesting because last week we had Coach Looney and one of his offensive guys and one of his defense, and I sat right here and said, you guys are a team known for your offense, but how are you going to blank on defense?
Yeah.
And it was they're a physical team. We're going to try to really focus in on stopping the running game. And man, if they didn't do it, I didn't expect to see them put up, was it 14?
14 points. It was
That's
14
a
nothing
low output for Garrett Looney offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially when you have Marquise Reese and Brooklyn Bailey, who just
2 of the best offensive players in the state, hands down.
So good this year.
Yeah, I mean, that was a surprise. It wasn't a surprise that they won. It was a surprise how they won.
Yes.
But it also shows, that's a team that's probably a little more well-rounded than we gave them credit for, because they just blew everybody out by putting points up. They really have a good defense too.
All season we talked about Mountain Vista not getting enough love and respect from us because of the bodies they lost last year, and they just started getting going. And man, was that good. But
I mean, they've only allowed under 13 points this season on average. So I wasn't totally shocked when I was just looking at the numbers itself. I have not seen all of their games this season, so I'm not going to claim to see that. But I did watch that, and I was like, oh, there's a little bit of a defensive trifecta here with Julian and Hayden and Xavier.
And
I'm not upset about it.
Pitch a shutout in the playoffs. I mean, that's playing
Right,
defense.
100%.
And we still have more to get into. We're going to get into some 4A football talk coming up after this break. We're going to bring in the Broomfield Eagles. The defending state champions are in the house. They won
something about winning.
They know a little something about winning. We've had Coach O'Brien on the Colorado Prep Show earlier this year. Always fun to talk to.
I'm surprised he came back after having to endure.
It was because we offered him chicken, I'm sure.
I think it's
games for games.
He should have brought his offensive lineman. They would have had a record-breaking sales night. So we'll be right back on the other side of this break, live from Raising Cane's off of 121st Street in Broomfield. Broomfield head coach Robert O'Brien and a few of his Eagles join us after this.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
When I go to court, these aren't my clients, these are my friends. These are people that I believe in. And they have one shot, just one shot for justice. If they've come to me and we've gotten to trial, their life has been turned upside down in some awful way. And I am their only hope. I need to be their champion, to quote Prince Oberyn from Game of Thrones. They need someone in this trial by combat that can fight for them. I'm all they have. So if I haven't put the time in, if I haven't trained, if I haven't humbly looked in the mirror and thought about ways I can be better, and I don't present my best self in court, then I failed them. And that's what motivates me as a trial lawyer, because when this is over, that client goes home. And if I haven't done my best for him, I haven't been his champion, then I've failed.
All right, we are returning here at the Raising Cane's out in Broomfield with the reigning state champions, the Broomfield Eagles. Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, did you get enough chicken?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Definitely.
Because we can always get you more. That's never going to be a problem here. Raising Cane's is good to us, and he's good to you guys. Okay, let's talk about the 49-3 win over Vista Ridge. How do you guys feel coming out of that win this weekend?
I mean, definitely we just started off super strong. I mean, we got good pep talk. We had good preparation and practice like the whole week, and we came into that week like so prepared and like so ready for like to go against them. So I think that was one of the main parts about that big win.
Donovan, what did you take away from this win last weekend?
On the defensive side, for sure, we were really bought in. You know, every drive we went out and did what we were supposed to. We had one little slight mistake that ended up with 3 points up on the board, but we just shook it off, kept going. You know, have this like dark side mentality that we're really buying into for the playoff run.
Coach, now that we're getting deeper into the playoffs now and you're, just 3 games away from hopefully winning that state title again, what is something that you're taking away from this team this past weekend and going, okay, guys, we need to take this into account as we go down and play Palmer Ridge?
Yeah, I think we played our best game on Friday night. I think it's the best we've played all year. And, one thing that's really hard coming off a state championship is having that kind of hangover and that thought of, hey, we should be playing state championship level week 1. And that's really just never the case. So for us, it's always been, we want to play week 13 level football in week 13. And so that's something that we've really, really focused on and just trying to get better every week. And I think that's really paid off for us going into Palmer Ridge because we feel like we're playing our best level of football at the right time.
Now, let's talk about this guy right here. He had
Yeah.
another 100-yard plus performance this weekend. How valuable is that to your offense going into this quarterfinals game?
Yeah, we've got a great team around him. Our offensive line is phenomenal. The other wings block their butts off for him. The receivers block for him. But, this kid is special, and he knows it, and we all know it. And they were just talking. It's like, hey, it's so hard to remember that you're a freshman, right? Like, he's
Lord have mercy.
yeah, he's a special kid. And, it's a lot of it is God. A lot of it's God-given.
Yeah.
But a lot
Just
of
stay
it is,
healthy for us, okay?
Yeah.
That's all we ask. We got a lot of football ahead of you.
Yeah, a lot of his hard work and mentality. He treats him. He acts like a senior. The other guys treat him like a senior because that's how he carries himself. He's very much not a freshman, even though he's a freshman in high school. He's really not a freshman.
Listen, that's going to be so invaluable going into not just football, but everything else you do in life. So keep that up. Now,
I will.
with that, thank you so much.
Yeah.
She goes, Matthew, thank you so much. No, look, we got to talk about Matthew. Now, we know he went down with an injury. He towards ACL. Is that what I heard correctly?
Yeah, he's got a knee injury.
Oh, how is he doing?
He comes to every practice. He shows up every day. He's there to support us. He's there to mentor the two younger quarterbacks who've honestly played phenomenally well. But yeah, he's there every day. He's he was voted a team captain, the only junior captain in our program, and he still acts like it every day. I think it's easy when you get injured to take a step back and not be as involved, and that's definitely not the case. And so we want to go play the best that we possibly can and go as far as we can, not only for the guys that we have, but for Matthew and everybody else who's on the sideline as well.
Obviously, it's invaluable to have a leader like that on the sidelines, but how has it been adapting for you guys to have him there but not be the starting quarterback?
I mean, he was like our leader on the offense in the beginning of the year from week 1 or even preseason, offseason to week 9 ever since he got injured. And it's a big change, if I'm being honest, because he was a big part of this team. Everyone loved him. And when he went down, it definitely hurt us like mentally, and like we want him here and we're happy he's still here with us. But it's the part that we just need to adapt to new things and overcome our challenges, and we're doing great with that. So
I think Coach would agree with me. That's kind of life, right? You just got to roll with those punches
100%.
sometimes.
100%. You can't control, right? We always talk about controlling our R. The event's going to happen. The outcome is what it is. You got to control your response to that event. And these kids have done a phenomenal job. And hats off to both of our sophomore quarterbacks, Xander Fierro and Slater Saunders, who have both just stepped up. And it's almost like, haven't missed a beat. Week 9 was really tough in the middle of the game when he went, or the first 30 plays when he went down, to try to make that work that first week. But ever since then, things have really clicked for those two guys, and they're seeing the field. And boy, they're both playing really, really, really high level football right now.
That's so great to hear. I love that hearing into this weekend's game. Donovan, specifically for you, I want to know, how are you and all the other guys from the championship winning team last year dealing with that pressure, not only just going into the season, but let's talk specifically going into the playoffs, because that's just a whole nother, okay, the road actually begins now.
Yeah, for sure. So, going into the season, we had a lot of outside views with our seniors from last year. We had a lot of great guys last year in our DB core, on our offensive side too. So for us, talking with all the seniors this year, we're buying into us only. We're not looking back at, teams before us. Yeah, we've won 2 state championships in the past 3 years, but it's us right now, and it's our history. We want to make history too.
Now, I know that a lot of great teams have won championships over the years, and it's not just because of what you can do on the field, but what you can do off the field together. Is there something about this team that we might be surprised to know about you guys that has kind of really made this bond extra special this year?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't think so. I mean, everybody's really tight. Everybody's really close. One thing I've taught a lot of high schools. One thing that's weird about Broomfield is that there is no distinction of class. There's no senior group versus junior group versus they all hang out all of the time. I
think that's important to note.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and so so a junior will be like, yeah, I'm going over to this guy's house. I'm like, you hang out with him? He's like, well, yeah, he's one of my best friends. I'm like, but you guys are in different classes. When I was at school, it's seniors hung out with seniors.
Same. Totally same.
And that's not how we do it at all. These guys all hang out with each other. And it's very intermixed with grade level. And I think we just have a close group. We do a lot of senior or lineman breakfasts right over here. And we try to be together.
That's got to be a lot of food.
It's
That's got to be a lot of food at a lineman breakfast.
They're
Oh,
so big.
so many pancakes, I'm sure.
Our O-line is a
Holy
big group.
moly.
Yeah, it's a big group. So
Listen, I get it. And I understand 2 titles in 3 years is crazy stats. It's crazy stats. Do you guys even think about it?
Honestly, we don't. Our mindset is just based on what we can do this year. Let's go 1-0 every week. Let's win this week, and then after this week, let's focus on the next week and let's go 1-0 that week.
we get that question all the time.
Oh, I bet you do.
Yeah.
I had to ask him.
No,
Had
I
to be
get
one
it.
of the many.
100%. Hey, you're not wrong. We don't talk about it at all.
Okay.
We never, right?
Yeah.
We
Never.
never.
You know
talk
what?
about
I'll
last
make you
year.
a deal. You make it to the state championship game. I will not ask you that at media day.
Hey, no worries.
I promise. We will not visit that question again. We will just keep moving forward.
We've got a heck of a tough battle on Saturday, so we are not looking forward. We don't look backwards. We don't look forward. We look at
Reds
this
in
week.
front of you.
Yeah, we look at getting better today at practice, getting better tomorrow at practice, and then going out and battling, in my opinion, one of the best 4A teams in the state in Palmer Ridge. They are a really special group. They're really, really, really good, and all we're doing is trying to prepare the best we possibly can to get ready for them.
Cash, in as little words as you can tell me, what are you prepared for when facing the Bears this weekend?
I mean, just getting prepared, just getting
ready for that team.
Getting ready.
Yeah.
As not even with myself, but as a team, just getting prepared.
Donovan, what do you guys need to do to beat Palmer Ridge this weekend?
Defensive side, just watching a lot of film. They run a lot of formations, a lot of things, but there's a lot of things we can pick up on and that we are picking up on. So,
guys, this has been an absolute pleasure to meet you guys tonight. I'm
Thank
so
you for having
excited
us
to
out.
see what happens this weekend and hopefully beyond, but we won't talk about it. But we will talk about how good the chicken is here at Raising Cane's here in Broomfield. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and hopefully I will see you again very soon.
We appreciate
Thank
it.
you so
Thanks
much.
for having us
Thank
out.
Thank you
you.
so much.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
There are those who say the modern world has made us lose touch with places like this. We say, that depends on what you're driving.
With millions of page views every year, ColoradoPreps.com is the #1 source for the high school sports community to keep up with the latest news and scores. From football and volleyball to basketball and softball, ColoradoPreps.com provides a year-round hub for coaches, friends, and family to stay connected to their favorite schools and athletes, and keep an eye on their rivals. Covering high school sports from the peaks to the plains, you always get the latest at ColoradoPreps.com.
Okay, everybody, headsets on. Talk some football. We're back. All right, welcome back to Raising Cane's in Broomfield. I am joined by the Mead Mavericks, the one and only Coach Klatt, and some of his players. We are so excited getting ready for this quarterfinals game weekend. How are you guys feeling today? Are your bellies full?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feeling
I know
good.
that wasn't for you. That was more for
Yeah.
them. We need to make sure they're well fed the closer we get to more games.
Well, that's why we got a big basket of chicken fries. So they're ready to go.
Listen, that's all I care about is making sure that the boys are fed.
Well, they say they like the toast too. The toast, I guess, was really, really
The
good.
Texas toast?
Yeah.
Is that your favorite part?
No.
Okay.
the chicken fingers.
Oh, okay. I was going to
It's a
say,
sauce for me.
I was like, it's like an intro to the rest of the basket, but I digress. All right. let's talk about this past weekend. How are we feeling coming out of last weekend's game and coming into this quarterfinals weekend?
We feel good. It's been a very enjoyable year with a bunch of great senior kids that we have in our program, and these two have been excellent. But leading younger kids and being great team players, and from a standpoint of enjoying this year, I really have enjoyed this year, and I've enjoyed our football players and the work that they've done. So we're feeling good and we're ready to go. I think practice has been really crisp, and we're ready to go.
All right. I love that answer. Carter, this one's for you. How did the dynamic of the team change when Ethan Elmore went down?
I think it really remained the same. We've had a lot of team players on our team that have stepped up in different ways. And so, yeah, we're not a one-man team. We have a bunch of guys that we can pass it, we can run it. And so, yeah, we just we rolled with it, and yeah, we've done really well with it.
Well, the one thing that I was looking into you, Coach, is that your life lessons first, football second. And so that's kind of the epitome of that, right? What is the life lesson here that you hope that the guys took away from that when that happened?
Well, I think the whole program has been centered around that. We have character lessons every Thursday. We're talking about how to treat people, how to treat women, how to be respectful, and how to grow in your character as a result of playing football. And so that's the biggest part of our program. These guys have been the epitome of that, and their character is strong and solid. And they were when they got to me, but I think football has really helped them and being in our program. But one of the big parts of our program is helping our underclassmen understand how to grow their character. And these guys are great examples and models that show the younger kids how to be and how to act. And so it's easy for me as a coach to look at our younger guys and to say, be like that, be like Carter and be like Griffin, because they are wonderful young men, and they're going to go do great things in this world.
I love that. I think that's really important. And that also goes along with, you guys lost a Holy Family earlier this season. How is the team different from the team that played in that loss than to the team that's going to this quarterfinals weekend? Griffin, what do you say to that?
I think we've worked really hard since that game, and we learned a lot from it, and I think we're ready for this one.
Carter, what do you say to that?
Yeah, I agree. We immediately got back to work the next week, and it's been a weekly progression, getting better each week.
Let's talk about Noah. And he's been quite a stud this year. How does that help bring a new quarterback along?
Noah's been outstanding. He is one of the hardest workers in our program. And whenever you can rush the football and you got a kid that's tough and hard-nosed and he knows how to chew up yards, it just settles everybody down. And so Noah has been that steady guy that gets yards when maybe there are no yards to be had. And Noah does that, and it settles everybody down. He's also a very quiet leader. And so his demeanor and his body language just show the team that, hey, we're good.
Yeah. Not to jump too far ahead, but the opportunity to play at Canvas Stadium is so close, we could almost taste it, right? But to do that, you guys would have to beat two teams that, that beat you in the regular season. Do you embrace a challenge like that? Are we even looking forward to a challenge like that at this point?
Yeah, it's a revenge tour. We get to go on and have some fun while we're at it, and that's really what we look forward to in the playoffs. Is we have a lot of fun throughout the week, and we're working every day to get better. But at the end of the day, we're having fun with it, and that's building memories.
Part of that fun, in my opinion, and I, of course, didn't play football, but I did cheer, so I was there adjacently.
Kind of.
But let's not give us too much credit, but I was there. But I think you can always look back on those fun games and take away those memories and be like, okay, we applied this to the next game. Or is there a fun game or a favorite moment from a game this year that stood out that you're like, you know what, we could, that keeps us driving forward, that we know we can have more of those moments, even in this playoffs?
I think all the big wins that we had, we were having fun. Like for all of them, I mean, we put in one kid and he tried to kick an extra point. He shanked it off one of the linemen. I mean, we just find fun in all the moments, winning or losing. And I think it's just, I'm excited to play another week with these guys. So.
All right. Carter, Griffin, one each. Key to the game for winning this weekend.
Yeah. Focus on the defensive side of the ball. We focus a lot on everybody doing their job and their part, and so not trying to do more than your job. We focused a lot this week on getting your job done, and if you do your job, then it's going to help the other person do his job, and it's all a system, and so that's what we're looking forward to.
All right, Griffin.
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar for offense. I mean, everyone's got to do their job, do their thing. And it's what makes us roll. So.
Coach, what do you think that their keys to the game are this weekend?
Well, we're going to have to block them, the different colored jerseys that they are. So we're going to have to block better than them. We're going to have to get off blocks. We're going to have to tackle them. And really, it always comes down to that. It comes down to who's going to block better, what offensive line is going to play better, what defensive line is going to play better and get off blocks, what defense is going to tackle better. And then if you do those things really well, then you hope that you don't turn the football over. So you keep the football in your possession. And if we do those things, I like our guys. I like our chances.
Well, I really appreciate you guys coming in tonight, eating some chicken and sitting down and talking with me. And I hope we'll get another opportunity here in a couple weeks. And I'll hopefully see you at the big stadium at the state championship. Okay.
Well,
so good luck this weekend. And one final breath from Raising Canes here in Broomfield. Doug and Dan will be back with me. These guys have to go home and get some sleep because they got to give a game this weekend.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
This is Tim Anderson of Gordon Insurance, and we are proud to support all of our area athletes. With offices in Lyman, Callahan, Flagler, Sterling, and Kit Carson, we offer all types of insurance, including home, auto, commercial, farm, crop, life, bonds, and workman's compensation. We are independent and thus can offer you multiple choices of companies, not just one. Call or visit the office near you, and one of our agents can take care of you. See all of our contact information by going to www.gordonins.com or call me at 719-740-1361.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
All right, welcome back to Raising Canes in Broomfield. Doug and Dan are back with me. I know it's not as exciting, but we're so happy to have you back.
The guys looked like they were having a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have that sort of, zest the last time when Dan and I were on.
Maybe it was just the way that I worded the questions was so much better. We'll see.
We'll
see.
Great job. We're so happy to have you aboard.
I'm happy to be a part of the team.
We turn the keys over to you. This is now your show, and we're going to be in Wheat Ridge next week.
Ooh.
You're going to join us again.
I will be back.
And now that
all the way through.
Now that you have the experience, you are driving the thing all the way through.
Who are we looking at most likely to be at that show in terms of teams in the area?
I mean, if you were going to ask me right now, you got to think Ralston Valley, the number 2 team, 5A bracket.
Potentially Arvada West. Potentially
Arvada West. And how about those Pomona Panthers?
Yep.
That number 2 seed in the 3A bracket.
Coach Klatt's alma mater. A lot of Klatt blood running through the Pomona Panthers.
Yes. I asked him where his dad was, and he said, I could have brought him. He was at practice tonight. And it was like, well, we know for next time.
Well, it's interesting because we were talking off air, and he said his dad drives from essentially next to Mountain Vista all the way to Mead for practice a couple times. And he said he comes up when they call them the EMC.
It was
effort modification coach, I believe.
Modification or effort management coach.
Management, yeah.
Yes.
Because when they're not playing hard or if there's something that needs addressed, Coach Klatt Sr. comes up all the way from Mountain Vista.
Listen, I appreciate a very thick football lineage. Growing up
That
in
is
Texas,
one.
it's like, oh, my great granddaddy was coach of X, Y, and Z, and you're like, I bet he was. I bet he was. It's just like when football's in your blood, it's in your blood, right? It's just
Clearly
how
it is in that family.
Well, and we were also talking. I didn't know that about Jason. Jason actually played for the San Diego Padres before his brother Joel.
Oh,
in that organization, they both played there. I thought it was just Joel.
Poor guys just had
I
no
know.
chance, no genetic.
well, there you go.
I know.
All right, guys, let's look ahead to the weekend. And each of you, one game that if you had to watch one, what game are we watching this weekend?
Doug, I'm going to let you go first.
Yeah, go
so you
first.
don't steal my answer like you do, Jermaine.
I mean, I think the Valor game is obviously one to watch. Are we talking games that we really just want to watch, or games that we want to, make predictions, that kind of thing?
We can make predictions after that.
Okay,
but
that's the game.
You Valor Mountain,
Absolutely.
Valor Legends.
Legend, yeah. I mean, you just have two teams. I mean, Valor is so red hot. I mean, ever since we talked about it on the show, haven't punted. Well, I think they probably did last week, but they haven't punted.
They scored 70 points.
Scored 70 points. And
I know.
And they
I know.
switched.
Titus threw an interception. You threw a very uncharacteristic early interception.
Still not a punt.
It's not a punt.
But I mean, they're so red hot. But yet you have
after sitting out a game,
which is a great storyline in and of itself. But I mean, he might be the most talented player in the state. I mean, there's a lot of choices. He's in that conversation, and I think just the fact that you have both of those teams squaring off against each other, just offense, and obviously these defenses are good too. They didn't get this far because they couldn't play defense, but that's a game that you just can't miss.
And we focus on the kids a lot, but that coaching matchup between Jake Heaps and Mike Sanford is going to be a really fun one. I was actually at their scrimmage preseason earlier in the year, and they weren't keeping score. I thought Valor looked
keeping score,
but they were keeping score. They weren't officially keeping score.
Right.
It didn't go into their seeding for the bracket.
Right.
But,
I thought Valor looked like the most polished team at the scrimmage, but I think overall through the season, if you're going to look at the relative losses, it took overtime for Arvada West to beat Legends, and Valor got smacked around by Ralston Valley a little bit, and then that Mountain Vista game, I was at the first half of that one. That was so much fun, so competitive to watch. Who got better? Who got better and learned more from those losses? So
I mean, just looking at it, I think that you have to conclude Valor Christian has gotten considerably better since the start of the season.
Oh yeah,
and that's not to say Legend hasn't, but I think it's been more noticeable with Valor Christian.
And a big part of that was them deciding to stick with Titus Heward as quarterback instead of switching out.
They look good.
And Dawson has been a vital piece of that offense and shifting to tight end. I mean, I made the Matt Saracen comparison last week. Sanford loved it. These high school kids, these high school kids have no idea what we're talking about.
No, not even a little bit. Okay, with all of that said, though, do we have an upset that we think might be probably happening this weekend?
Oh man, that's an even tougher one. We Jermaine asked the same question. He trapped me into picking Fort Collins over Legend last week, and now he says I can't go into Parker. So Valor is a 5 seed. That would be an upset, but I'm going to stay away from that one just so the entire city of Parker doesn't shun me. How about number 9 Eaton over number 4 Elizabeth?
Ooh, okay.
I mean, Eaton already beat number 1, so I don't know why you wouldn't still ride that train. I think that's a great one.
I think that's a good one. Can we call the TCA over Wellington the 3 over 2?
Ooh, Dan might fight you.
I know.
No, I'm not going to fight you.
I don't know. I feel like there might be some momentum in that overtime win to take.
Well,
we'll see.
If Wellington is pressing a little too much because they want just whatever redemption they can get from last year, but I that's a bold pick. I think Travis Peoples is going to have his guys ready.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Arvada West is the lower seed in the game against Mountain Vista.
After breaking Raising Cane's bread with Garrett Looney, you're going to pick against him next week?
Okay.
I'm just saying it's an upset that's out there. I'm concerned about that offense.
That's fair.
After last week, I'm concerned about the 14-point output. And I think Arvada West is that team. They kind of play into that style too. They're a grinded out kind of team, and they're a physical team. I think that's an upset that's sitting out there for sure. That's another game that I think you can't miss in terms of watching. That's a great matchup.
All right, 1 sentence bold pick. Go, Dan.
I'm going to stick with what I said on the Colorado Prep show yesterday. I think Titus Heward and DJ Bordeaux throw for a combined 10 touchdowns this weekend.
Okay.
A
Doug.
bold pick.
Bold pick. One sentence. Dan went like 6 sentences. I would like you to try in one.
Fairview keeps it within 1 touchdown against Cherry Creek.
Wow. That is a bold prediction. I love that.
We're going to turn the tables on you. What's your bold prediction?
What's my bold prediction? Oh my gosh, there's so many good ones. I don't know if it's necessary.
That you'll return next week?
That I had so much fun that I'll be back. Yeah, I think that's a bold prediction for me. As I think you're safe to say.
Kind of went into this maybe 50-50.
50-50?
You
Well,
know
bold
what?
prediction. I'll be back next week at 3609 Wadsworth Boulevard in Wheat Ridge. You got to tune in to see, though. Thank you so much to...
Real quick, not a bold prediction.
Not a bold prediction. Go.
The staff at Raising Cane's down there is going to be just as awesome as the other 3 have been.
I can't
and they're gonna
imagine they
take
wouldn't be there.
great care of us.
So everybody's
We've
so
had so
wonderful.
much. We've had so much fun doing this.
I thought they went above and beyond reupholstering the things to match all the Colorado Prep stuff.
They
I
got the
didn't
memo.
think they had to do that, but they did it.
They didn't.
And I'm wondering if the plan to stick us, not to stick us, to place us near the drive-through window was so that we could get some staff members or a family member or something on camera.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, maybe next
Which
week.
we're happy to do.
Listen, next week is going to be incredibly busy. After this weekend of football, we got small school press conferences in Pueblo. You'll be
Yep,
there.
I'll be there.
Doing your job.
Yep.
I'll be doing my other job, which is not related to my day job. This is
I've got us covered. I've got us
you've
covered.
got us covered.
This is your passion.
I mean, guilty as charged. I love sports so much, man. 3609 Wadsworth Boulevard in Wheat Ridge. You don't want to miss this because guess who's going to be there? Some Ralston Valley Mustangs, some Pomona Panthers. We're hoping. Well, Dan's going to work his magic. And if not, Doug's going to step in.
We're 3 for 3 on getting the teams we've wanted.
That's right.
Listen,
Works out.
when you promise footballers free food, it's usually, did you not hear Broomfield was talking about their lineman breakfast? I was like, well, I want in on that. I bet the food's great. And I bet there's bountiful amounts of it. I mean, come on.
Not when those guys are done.
Yeah. And then we head into the first of 2 championship weekends next Saturday. I can't believe it's, like I said earlier in the show, I can't believe it was just August yesterday.
And
literally.
We will be set up. We will be broadcasting inside the stadiums. We got to see what CSU Pueblo does. Those pesky Thunderwolves might be hosting a home game
Well,
again.
I'm just going to pretend. We'll figure it out after this.
We're either
Saturday.
going to be at the Thunder Bowl or we're going to be at Dutch Clark. One of the two. We at least know
Either
that.
way. Either way.
And we're going to have a blast.
We're going to have a blast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And thank you so much to Raising Cane's, who is always a supporter of high school sports and also Colorado Preps. Have a good night.